Christian woman, an amazing leader. She, what I really noticed about her was the way that she was always seemed to be joyful. She had some rough days. Her dad was sick. There were other people she knew who were really not feeling very well. But she, and she has her own personal problems as well, but she is always joyful. She really does have the joy of Christ in her life. And when she would talk to people, the way she traveled throughout the villages, she's always brought a smile to people's faces. She always could get a laugh out of people. And she always, even when she was in the city in Mahong Song, she would always talk to people. So that's one of the things. She had the real joy of the Lord, and I think from that, a real peace deep within her as well.
She's pretty cool. I wish everyone could meet her, actually.
Doi showed compassion to everyone who was struggling, and she does this not only locally but also goes into Burma 2 or 3 times a year, where she teaches pastors regarding AIDS care. Many people there are excluded because others are fearful of developing AIDS by feeding or touching people who have AIDS. And so by teaching the pastors, they can teach their congregation to care for people.
The one thing I really noticed about Doi was that, was her heart. Because when we went and went on home visits and went to poor villages, went to visit people living in huts, and a bunch of people had AIDS, TB. All the people there, even though for the most part there's a huge language barrier, they were all super friendly.
Quite remarkable that many people in this remote village want to learn English. In fact, the headman's wife, Guy, she coordinated with Doi to have us come to teach English to people in her village.
Another amazing thing from the trip was the way that Doi worked with people. She is highly relational and resourceful. And a really neat example was that in our English adult classes, we met a young Thai teacher from, she actually was born in Chiang Rai, and she was married a man from the village in Napajat. And the next day, we were at a funeral, and we met this teacher. And she came over to us and sat down and actually had lunch with us at the funeral. Doi started talking to her, and in her wonderful way, she started to ask questions. And the next thing she knows, she realized that she knew this woman's husband. And so Doi made an arrangement to actually go to the school where this teacher taught in the neighboring village.
What stood out most to me about Doi was her boldness in serving. Like, she didn't hesitate to just give and give and give of what God had given her.
Her heart is super joyful, even though she's surrounded by so much pain and poverty and suffering. She's just joyful nonetheless, even though there's so much pain around her.
She lived out the being a good neighbor. Like, across the street from her, there is a boy, and his name is and he's blind, and he just sits in a hammock all day. He didn't seem miserable, but at the same time, he doesn't have much. His life is pretty limited because of his disability. Me and my dad especially felt like we should go pray for him too, and so we prayed about that. And the family, my little brother and my mom were all for it. So we asked Doi if we could go with her over there and just pray for him and give him a harmonica. And so we did, and he really loved it. And he wasn't healed then and there, but we are still praying for healing, and so is Doi. In a village that size, the amount of people that she knows and the amount of people that she serves and cares for, and even outside in other villages too, it's pretty astounding. And I think she deserves all our full support as her brothers and sisters in Christ in a village where the majority is Buddhist. I think that support is very much deserved, and definitely more can be done in the future to help her.
A couple of girls that work with me now, they have the rich guy, be the minor wife of the rich guy in Bangkok, and some even marry the foreigner and live